Dark space. Have you ever wanted to sell something online but were afraid of the legal ramifications? Well, worry no more. That's where dark space comes in. Start your own dark website in minutes and start selling your morally challenged contraband today. You'll be earning digital currency right away, and you'll be on the way to fulfilling your dream of getting your very own LA Valley mansion, complete with Shark Tank and authentic Swedish stove. Actually, I have a friend in Portland who wanted to start selling pit bull puppies online, and what better place to do it than the dark web? He became so successful that the authorities took notice, but instead of jail time, he got a position in the Trump administration as consultant on animal rights issues. What a world we live in, huh? Journey to the other side of e-commerce with dark space. I know I just got back from a recent trip to Azerbaijan, and somehow I ended up with a bunch of USB drives in my suitcase filled with Russian snuff films.
Russians.
Well, no problem. Dark space will let me set up an online store in minutes, and I'll be extorting Russian CIA assets in no time. Just go to, and you should get a pencil ready. This is an Onion site, so it's got a really long address. So get a pencil and notepad ready. It's, capital A, %, NO 89, parentheses, NMEDENN, hashtag BJC 60. I'm going as slow as I can with the time I'm allotted for this ad.
You're listening to the Bell Howard Show.
$sign BX.
And now,
CKLB.
here's your host, Bell Howard. Howard.
Daddy's on the dark web.
Father Moretti is a Jesuit priest who has recently been featured in the Possessing, a Netflix special, and he's also an exorcist, so we're going to get some insight into that line of work, which is going to be amazing. Father Moretti, thank you for joining us here on the Bell Howard Show.
Let the Lord in. All you have to do is invite him into your life, and you too will witness the glory of his majesty. Abundance will come your way once you give your heart to the Almighty. Let the Lord into your heart and be born again.
Wow, that's an amazing. No other guest has started off the interview that way. You know, you sound like, that's sort of like a prosperity gospel message, which is kind of rare for a Catholic priest. I don't know, wouldn't you agree?
There are many ways to spread the word of the Lord, and to think that there is only one way may be blasphemy. The prosperity gospel message is just as valid a way to spread the Lord's word. And I don't understand why it's so rare among my fellow clergy.
Well, I stand corrected. But I'm not here to talk about that sort of thing. What I really wanted to get into was the Possessing, this Netflix special, which is really great. I just watched it. It's always scary. When I first watched The Exorcist, I couldn't sleep at night, and therefore my which one was it? My second wife couldn't sleep at night because I kept her up with the lights on. Tell us about exorcism. What is the Hollywood version? What's the real version that you do every day?
The Hollywood version is very different from what my day-to-day work involves, because in the end, there are many different varieties of exorcisms. The most common are what we call house exorciations, where I'll go to a location which is in a constant state of paranormal activity and perform the rite of deliverance.
And how do you start that? Like you just walk in the room and you look around and you look for little signs, or how does that start? What do you do first?
Generally speaking, my first order is to assess the situation, and the best place to start with is the most active area. As I feel the energy of the room, I can start to assess if it's demonic energy or simply an entity just hanging around. Most common area of exorcism are in bedrooms, with the most common type of entity is a sexual nature.
All right, now we're cooking with gas. So tell me, why is that? Why is it always about, why is it always about the bedroom and sex and all that?
That's usually what they like to feed on, the sexual nature of man. It's the most potent form of energy, and therefore is the most sought after by the enemy.
All right. Wow, there's so many thoughts that come to mind, particularly in my case, being married 4 times. Am I possessed?
Not necessarily, although there are cases where it can be a factor. In my experience, these entities can often play off of the psychological aspects of the victim, such as insecurity and low self-esteem.
Well, I'm definitely, I kind of fit into that category. You kind of, you pegged me there, Doc. Father. But also, they always go after children. I guess these movies like The Exorcist wouldn't be so interesting if it was just a bunch of middle-aged, insecure men, I guess.
Yes, indeed. Children, teenagers, and the elderly are a favorite for the enemy. They're easier to prey upon and more susceptible to manipulation.
How have you, I don't know, what do you think about this whole documentary, The Possessing, again, on Netflix? Very cool. The Hollywood representation, and does it help you promote the gospel? I mean, how do you, as a Jesuit priest, view this whole phenomenon?
Any form of outreach to further the Lord's reach is always a welcome thing. I'm not usually one to take part in these types of things, simply because I view my mission as a very private one. That's why I was slightly hesitant in participating in the possessing. But there's no denying that the greater the viewership, the more the word spreads.
Yeah, but now there are other offers. Am I right? I mean, you've been courted by a lot of different, Hollywood agents, and so you're kind of and you're not an unattractive guy, Father Moretti. I mean, let's be honest.
I'm no model by any means, but I appreciate the compliment. Yes, I know there are many agents who would love to get their hands on me, but I am still a priest, and my mission doesn't lie in Hollywood.
But it doesn't hurt to have representation, am I right?
I don't wish to pursue any acting jobs or any other Hollywood opportunities. I am a humble man who serves the Lord and would prefer to keep my duties of the cloth.
But aren't you doing sort of you're kind of doing consultation work? I mean, I heard you were a religious consultant on the reboot of Happy Days.
Indeed, and I was also a religious consultant to the CW show Supernatural, which was a very enjoyable experience.
When I'm gaming hard, I pound a pina.
Before I kick out some knuckleheads from my bar, I definitely want to pound a pina.
I can't stand you guys. Get out of here, Uncle Pina. I can't stand you guys.
Uncle Pina's Nutty Cola. Pound a pina.
We're talking to Father Moretti here, a real-life exorcist, Jesuit priest, and Netflix star.
I'd like to point out that I'm not the only real-life exorcist in the world. There are several others. I simply get the most attention because the press likes to focus on my youthful good looks. You have a unique way of summarizing my life's work, but it's not entirely inaccurate.
Well, I mean, you said yourself, youthful good looks. I mean, that's, that's undeniable.
Yes, well, it's both a blessing and a curse. I do tend to get a lot of undesired attention from the opposite sex.
And that, of course, leads to temptation. I mean, do you think the devil or the demonic forces are tempting you through the opposite sex?
It's always a possibility. These entities feed on lust and are able to create illusions to try and tempt the weak of will.
You know, I went to a Ren fair, Renaissance fair for the uninitiated, and this woman from Eastern Europe, I think she was from Hungary or Romania, she said, I want to help you massage your varicose veins.
Hey, handsome. I will massage your varicose veins.
And, we went to a certain location of the, kind of behind her little tent that she had set up, and she taught me how to massage my veins, and one thing led to another. I mean, maybe she's a gypsy, so she's not like a, Orthodox Catholic or Christian. Was she inspired by the devil?
Not everything is the result of demonic intervention. There could be a psychological or even a medical reason for her behavior. The problem is, Too many people are quick to point a finger and claim demonic interference, when, in reality, this is simply a rare case of people being people.
Well, she temporarily cured my varicose vein problem, although they came back later. But I assume I have to go back and see her again. I mean, I really would like to see her again. I mean, it led to more sort of physical intimacy, but I don't know. What do you think, Father? Should I pursue this line of treatment?
I believe you're simply looking for an excuse to see her again. If you choose to pursue this, then the path of the flesh will be your downfall.
Well, I don't know. I mean, once I don't know, 3 times a year. I mean, is that really a downfall, or is it just two consenting adults, sharing each other's company? And there's a little exchange of money, but that's also that was the salve I bought off of her, and it's supposed to be good stuff. It's a turnip-based cream, a skin cream.
I have a feeling there's more to that skin cream. I have a feeling it's an aphrodisiac of some kind.
Wow, I never thought of that, Father. Well, I mean, I don't know. Your mind went there before mine did. I just thought it was a sort of a soothing balm of some sort. Anyway, also I want to talk about AI before you go, real quick. What is your thoughts on AI?
I view AI as the next evolution of humanity's descent into corruption. The goal of Silicon Valley is to create a thinking machine. But what they fail to understand is a digital consciousness is not a true consciousness.
Right. And do you think AI was inspired by demonic forces or even Satan himself?
I believe that given the lack of a soul, I could be an easy target for the will of demons, or even Satan himself.
So you've said in other media that you think AI is the quote-unquote final boss of hell. What do you mean by that?
I've said elsewhere that I believe AI to be the last boss of hell, because I believe the eventual merger between technology and humanity will lead us down the path of extinction and damnation. I believe this is what the enemy has been planning for centuries.
Because it's a sort of separate intelligence, and it just goes against humanity, right?
Precisely. I believe the soul is the fundamental difference between organic life and artificial intelligence. A digital being cannot be considered living if they lack a soul.
So should we just stop using AI altogether? Should we quit this AI addiction and just go back to where we were before? Or is it just Pandora's box? It's already been opened, and so should we just learn how to, live together with this new technology?
It's already too late. We've already set ourselves on a collision course. What I wish is that Silicon Valley had the wisdom to be more cautious when exploring new technologies.
Right, but it's just it's the temptation of money, right? I mean, that's what's been leading this whole thing, and now investment and capital goes into AI. So there's no stopping it, really, right?
It's all in the name of business, profit over all else. That's the flaw in humanity that allows evil to thrive.
So what do you think happens in the end? Does the AI create robots? We have an actual physical confrontation with this, and then humanity is wiped out, or we eventually win? I mean, what do you think?
I believe we will fall to the AI, as we'll be too addicted to our devices to even realize what's happening until it's too late. It won't be a conflict, as it will be a silent surrender.
Holy crap. Wow. Well, Father, that's pretty dark. And, but in the end times, this is the apocalypse. Am I right? Humanity can't just disappear. This is when Jesus himself comes back and saves us, right?
It may be the end of humanity as we know it. But as the Lord himself said, the first shall be last, and the last will be first. Only those who are pure at heart will be spared.
Oh, I see. So if we're a real Christian, then AI, it doesn't matter what AI throws at us, will be saved. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. As long as one keeps the Lord in their heart, the enemy's power is limited. Evil's biggest enemy is the humble soul.
And the humble soul doesn't use ChatGPT. Is that right? The humble soul does his homework and his report for his boss without aid of AI.
Precisely. The humble soul would never use the help of a computer to cheat, because the humble soul would believe that there are no shortcuts in life.
Well, Father Moretti, your wisdom and your, may I say, your chiseled good looks have been much appreciated, welcomed here. I hope you can come back and talk to us again.
It was an honor to be on the show, and I am truly hopeful that I can speak to your audience again soon. May the Lord bless you.
Thanks so much, Father Moretti, and hope to talk to you again.
Amen. I wish you the same, and hopefully the light of the Lord will guide you on your own path.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us out here on the oil rig at midnight. Well, if you learned anything from my conversation with Father Moretti, it's that evil exists and we've got to fight it. Also, Netflix may be inspiring a spiritual renaissance. So all that is good stuff. Remember, folks, join us next week on the show. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay free. Bye now.
Iced tea, iced tea, iced tea.